Hey guys, it's me. I haven't uploaded a video to YouTube in a long time. I just did not know what content I wanted to create. And after watching so many videos of Sean Steele doing my 600-pound life reactions, I won't be doing reactions. I suffer from type 1 diabetes, and today is January 26, 2024. So, as of February 2nd, next month, it will be 33 years that I've had diabetes. And I just thought that I would, do like vlogging or something like that. I am at a stage right now where diabetes is really trying to take its toll on my body, on my the well-being of my overall health, actually. So just let me know if that's something that you guys want to learn about, want to hear. I know there's a lot of people out there that have diabetes. There's a lot of people that speak up. However, it has to be understood that every diabetic is different. Every diabetic doesn't go through the same problems. So I just wanted to chronicle mine. I guess I can start with this. As of, what was it, August, the last part of August, and I would look much better. I wouldn't. I won't be coming to y'all with a scarf on my head all the time. I'm just, I haven't been feeling well lately, and my body has been very sore when I wake up in the morning. But firstly, starting with my right foot, right? So late August, I got out of the shower and I was lotioning my feet. So with my right foot, sorry, I'm doing stuff too. With my right foot, I've already had I've had 3 bone infections in 2005, and I had 5 surgeries for that because I was going to the hospital and they were just like, oh, go home and elevate your foot. And then by time they decided to do an x-ray at the hospital, they found that I had a bone infection, under my pinky toe. So they wanted to amputate. And I told them, no. I've been in here 3 other times and y'all told me to go home and elevate my foot. It's not a problem. So I had to have 5 surgeries for that. I went through hydro therapy wound care, which was very effective. So that was in 2005. 3 years later, in 2008, I suffered a bone infection in my right heel. And again, going to the hospital that was up the street from where I lived at the time, they kept telling me, it's probably just fluid, go home and elevate your foot. One nurse told me, when she gets tired, she elevates her foot on dirty laundry. Yeah. So the last time, my foot was so swollen and hot at this point, my father, my earthly father, my daddy, Lord rest his soul, took me to the emergency room and he was like, look, we're not doing this. Y'all are going to check, y'all going to do everything, MRI, x-ray, whatever, to figure out what's going on with her foot. So they did an x-ray and come to find out my entire heel bone was infected. Osteomyelitis, they call it, bone infection. So I had connected with a podiatrist in 2005 at Medical City of Dallas named Dr. Brooke. he also works on the feet of, you know, the Dallas Cowboys, the Dallas Cowgirl cheerleaders, and multiple other people. He know a lot of people. He's well connected, you know. Actually, I still see him to this day. It's weird because I was like, I remember when you had black hair. So he practiced at this hospital that I was going to in Medical City of Dallas. And so, you know, he got a hold of my foot and he was just like, oh dear, it's infected. So I had to have 2 surgeries on my heel bone. One with him removing the infected area and putting antibiotic beads in, and 2, him going back, I think it was like a month and a half later, and removing the antibiotic beads. So that was that at the time. Going to 2013, you know, my father passed in, I'm sorry, my dad, I never called him father. I'm not Michael Jackson, I'm sorry. My dad passed in 2011. 2012, I got married. 2013, I started having pain. Well, not pain because, well, yeah, no, not pain. I'm sorry, because by then I was already I had been in a diabetic coma, and that's another story. And I'm actually paralyzed from the knees down, so I can't feel anything from the knees down. And so, going to Dr. Brooke once again, and he was just like, okay, you have a bone infection again, which I was thoroughly confused because there's a prosthetic bone there. So I went, he got me connected to a wound care doctor at Medical City of Dallas, Dr. Hewlin. And we did wound care, grafting. I was in a cast because in 2008 I saw her as well. So 2013 I was in a cast, which I had been in a cast in 2008, except my bone in my right leg wasn't as brittle. So 2013 I had to go back and go to wound care. And so I ended up on the 13th of October, which was a Sunday. I remember it so well because it was crazy hat and sock day at church. On my way home from church, I stopped at my sister's house. And I was coming out of the bathroom, and it felt like somebody pushed me, which they didn't. My leg just gave out. She had carpet at that time, and I landed on both knees. But when I tried to get up, my leg was rolling. I lived up the street from my sister at the time, my husband and I. So my nephew helped me in the car, and I drove home. So fast forward, and all of these are different stories mixed into one, but I'm just going to do separate stories right now. So here we are in we're in 2024 now, but 2023, end of August, I'm lotioning my feet. I get out the shower, I'm lotioning my feet, and I noticed that my heel is a lot darker than what it normally is. You know, I've had so many surgeries that my heel is a little bit discolored, but I know, you know, that it wasn't giving healthy. So I asked my husband, because I got married again. I asked my husband, I said, do my heel look a little darker than normal to you? And he was like, yeah, you know, what is that? And I said, I don't know. Tomorrow I'm going to call Dr. Brooke and make an appointment. I got to Dr. Brooke's office. I actually had 2 wounds because I had a wound on the back of my heel, on my left foot. And so he was basically treating that. But then when I went in for my right foot, he was like, why do we keep having problems out of this? I said, I don't know. And then he was like, oh dear. Oh dear, what? Like, listen, doc, come on now. Tell me what the real is. And he got to picking at it, you know. Of course, don't need lidocaine because I can't feel my foot. He got to picking at it and everything, and come to find out there was a hematoma, a blood clot, 3 layers under my heel, skin. And mind you, again, this is a separate story, but it feeds into this story. I wear AFOs, artificial foot orthotics. I can't wear shoes without them. Okay. I had got a new job working at another bank, and it's in downtown Dallas, and it was just a lot of walking. So my leg brace actually rubbed a friction hematoma in my heel. So we're treating that. The doctor, the wound care doctor, decided that, you know, it'll be a good idea to put me in a cast, right? So I'm looking at her strangely because I'm just like, okay, I have 3 incisions going down my leg because I actually broke my leg twice, but I have 3 incisions going down my leg. I have one down the back of my leg where they removed 2 calf muscles to do a knee band around my knee, which was shattered, that took 6 surgeries. Another story, but it feeds into this one, right? So the incision down the front of my leg, it goes into the bend of my foot, you know, where you flex your foot up and down and round. I can't do that, but it does go into the bend of my foot. So like I told the doctor, I said, look, I'm a little leery of this because my feet skin is so sensitive, and so is my leg skin. She was like, oh, well, we'll extra pad it, blah, 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 blah. 2 days later, I had to go back in 2 days because she was like, we're going to take it off, see what it do, and recast you. When we took it off, the skin came off. And so now at this point, we're dealing with 2 different wounds. And it's just kind of like, it's taking a toll because here we are almost at the end of January 2024. And I still have the wound on my heel is not covering. It was covering my whole heel. Like my whole heel got picked out, right? It's just this small, it's like the size of the bottom of my highlighter. But it's almost like it refuses to heal. Now, the top of my foot is healing nicely. It was healed. And then I was in a compression sock, and it took off some of my skin again. So we're dealing with 2 wounds at this point, and just having... Because I was diagnosed with diabetes when I was 6, right? And so, like I said, next month is going to be 33 years. And when you are that young, it's like your body has a protective shield for like a 10-year period, right? Because you have juvenile diabetes. And so a lot of high blood sugars are not affecting you. So again, that's going to be a separate story, but a lot of high blood sugars are not affecting you other than landing you in the hospital with DKA, which means diabetic ketoacidosis, meaning your blood sugar is over 500 at times, 600. I know when I was diagnosed with diabetes, my blood sugar was 852. So now that I'm older, it's like my body is fighting against itself. And now I'm having to work from home because, again, I need my leg braces in order for me to wear shoes. If I didn't wear leg braces while I'm wearing shoes, I would be fumbling, tripping all over the place. Like when my boss first hired me, I told her about my leg. I said, listen, I've had so many surgeries, blah, 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 blah. I said, so if I ever call you and tell you to look out the window and look down, you know, that means I done fail and I'm not coming to work. Somebody gonna have to come down there and scrape me off the sidewalk. So that is the issue that I am currently having with my lower extremities, my lower, I've I've burnt my toes with a blow dryer. I had to have a skin graft, so I have a patch of skin missing from my right thigh. I thought the blow dryer was uncool, and it was actually on hot. It was 2012. Me and my two friends, we were getting ready to go to Miami for spring break. You have somebody that works at a bank, you have a college professor, and you have a nurse. And I, again, thought it was uncool because I messed up my toenail polish because I'm nervous. I've never been on a plane before. And so after I blow dried my toes, repainted and blow dried my toes, I put my socks on, put my Crocs on with my leg braces, and we get to the airport, everything. I didn't see any sign of burns. I didn't see any signs of burns. So we get to the hotel in Miami, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna relax for a minute. I take off my Crocs. My socks have like this yellowish wetness to it. Take off my socks. I had blisters standing off my feet, my toes, on my right foot. It was just the right foot, y'all. And it only got 4 toes because my pinky was like, wee, I'm going home. But blisters that high off my feet. Go to Mount Sinai, and the ER doctor was like, oh, well, it's not bad. It's a 1st-degree burn. And I was like, okay, mind you, I am diabetic, sir. He was like, yeah. No. You told me that already. He said, it's not 3rd degree. It's 1st degree. Don't get in the water. Duh. He gave me a canister of Silvadene, which I've used before in wound care. It wasn't appropriate for a wound. For a burn, but, whatever. He gave me a can of Silvadene, and we had to go to CVS, and, I kept my foot wrapped the whole time. I actually have pictures of me on the beach, with my right foot in the air, leaned back in the sand. So, and then I burnt the same foot with a hot water bottle. December. So this is just a foot story at this point. December of 2020, I believe I had COVID at the time. I'm not sure. Whenever a foreign virus gets into my body, I feel really funky. And I was in so much pain. I had overly took nerve meds, amitriptyline. Was it amitriptyline? I took NyQuil. I was taking everything, and I was like, you know what? Let me try putting hot water in a water bottle and putting it on my foot. Mind you, I had on a sock. So, you got ghetto water in a nice neighborhood when the water scalds your foot. So I put the hot water bottle in a sock, and I kind of laid it across my foot, and it helped so much. But when I took off my sock, I had a burn on top of my foot. So I've literally burnt my foot twice. I've had a lot of surgeries on my foot, and on my leg. So it's just one of those things where it's just bananas. It's a bananas type situation. So hopefully, I am out of wound care by middle of February, because I was supposed to be out by Christmas. That didn't happen because of the second wound. But hopefully I'm out by the middle of February. Hopefully I'll be able to wear 2 shoes again. But even with the padding in my brace to keep friction from rubbing, I don't walk heel toe. I walk like this. I have a cousin. She lives in Arkansas. She said she didn't say I march. She said, Ashley march. She march. And I'd be like, y'all gonna stop making fun of me. I can't help it because I trot like a horse. Okay. But it's one of those things where, at this point in life, it's unavoidable. So that's the story of my foot. If you guys enjoyed this story, subscribe to my channel. Like I said, I don't do videos often, but I will start vlogging just about my health alone. I'm not sure what the next video is going to be. My life is just so full of fun experiences with type 1 diabetes. So again, if you guys like this video, like, subscribe, leave me a comment, words of encouragement, what have you. If you're a diabetic out there, you know, share some of your experience, you know, with me, and we can kind of bounce off each other, because when you don't have friends that are diabetic, it's one of those things where it's kind of hard when you don't have anybody in your family that's diabetic. It's hard. You know, it's just kind of hard to deal, even at my age, even after having it for so long. It's just hard. So I am going to go back to work, and I will catch you guys on the flip side. I hope you guys enjoy your day, and peace and love.